Hello, what I'm going to show you today is how to change this manual wheel valve which controls this radiator to this more efficient T.R.V. Now, T.R.V. stands for Thermostatic Radiator Valve, and the advantage of using these over a traditional system without thermostatic radiator valves fitted is, on a normal system, the heat temperature of the radiators is controlled by a wall thermostat which is situated somewhere in the building, and it's usually not always in an ideal place, because the problem is that whatever temperature that room thermostat is set at, when it reaches that temperature, that will then close down the pump, which in effect will close down all the radiators. Now, the advantage of using a T.R.V. is that it allows you to individually set each radiator in each room. And how that works is there's a sensing head on each of the T.R.Vs which senses the ambient temperature around it, in other words the temperature of the room. Now that can be set between the settings of 0, which is off, and 5 being the highest setting. It goes up to what? It goes up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now how that works, like I said, the head of the valve will pick up the temperature of the room, and inside here is a clever little button which what happens when it reaches that temperature, it will push the button down inside the valve and close off the flow here into the radiator, thus cooling the radiator. So the radiator can be controlled individually. Now when the radiator cools off and the room cools off, the reverse will happen, in that the button will rise back up again, allowing flow through and reheating the radiator and reheating the room, which is very beneficial, of course, because it means you can set each radiator individually in each room. So today I'm going to show you how to change that over. Okay, we're ready now to change the valve to the T.R.V. Now what I've done here, I've actually drained the system, so it'll save some time anyway. So what you need to do is find the drain cock for your system, be somewhere on the downstairs, attach a hose pipe and drain the whole system. You're going to have to drain the whole system because you're working from the two sides of the valve. So we've got the system drained. Now we'll get hold of our kit and get hold of the rad wrench, because we need to undo this nut here. This is the union nut between the valve and the radiator. So to hold the valve steady, I'm going to use a rad wrench. Now these can be particularly tight, so you need to get a really good grip of the valve body here. So like I say, put the rad wrench on sideways like that and hold it, in this case, in the upwards position. You're trying to undo that nut there, so put the spanner on that and give it some pressure. It's reasonably okay, this one. So slacken that one off. Now before you actually fully slacken that one off, I recommend that you undo the bottom nut here, because that will hold it in place somewhat. So slacken that off. Okay, now they're both kind of finger tight now. Take that one off and then unscrew this one here. Like I said, the system's been drained, so all the water is hopefully out. Oh, take that off, put it out there, and take the valve off. Now what I'm going to do here, just in case any air gets in, there might be some dirty water trapped inside the radiator, I'm going to put a rad clamp on to actually just make sure nothing comes out of this side. So I'll quickly fit that. It's a rubber membrane which goes over the end of the valve there. That'll just stop that anything pouring out while we're trying to work on the other piece. So that's sealed the end there now. Now in this case, you've noticed I've left the existing tail piece in, because sometimes they can be really difficult to get out and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. So we're going to use the old tail piece here. It's a 15mm compression which will go into this side. So that's all done now. That's waiting for the connection here. Now we need to remove this nut and the olive, because sometimes these nuts can be a bit full of paint or disfigured or whatever. So I'm going to use the olive pull off, because these are crimped on here. So fit that inside there, get it like that, and ready. Second, get that inside there. That's it. That's the old olive and nut taken off, and put that to one side. So we've got the valve here now. We can actually take the head can be removed by this ring here. So if you, just to keep that away and keep it safe while we're fitting it, take the head off. There's another reason which I'll explain in a second. Take the new nut and olive and place it over the pipe like that, and then offer that over and just hand tight that at the bottom. It's hand tight, so that's finger tight, should I say. Now we'll remove this because we're just going to quickly reconnect it, so hopefully nothing will come glugging out all over our floor. So just unscrew the pinch knob there, take that off, put it to one side, take the clamp off to get it out of the way, the red clamp off to get it out of the way. Now push that over there and tighten up the union nut there. Now at this point, just give this one at the bottom here, use your spanner on that, just tighten it up sort of reasonably tight, and tighten that one up and reasonably tight at this point. Now we need to hold this very straight now while we tighten this nut up in the middle here. So there's two ends to this. This is the thermostatic end. This end of the rad wrench is to fit the standard valves, and the wider body T.R.V is for this side. Put that on there like that, and hold that steady. Tighten it up, keeping it vertical. I'm going to take a little bit of tightening this. Tighten it up. If it's getting tighter now. That's tight now. Because that's held in place, we can comfortably tighten the nut at the bottom. Don't over tighten these because you can go overboard. And that's tight. That's fitted in now. Now we want to replace the head. Now there's a mark on here. You see that arrow there. Of course we want that in a convenient place where we can see it. So in this case, screw it to turn it on to number 5 so the pin is retracted right back. Place it on over there like that. Screw the ring on. Like so. So you've got your marker nice and visible at the front there. Don't have to over tighten these, just tighten it up finger tight like that. And that's tightened, that's fitted now. So you screw it down, you can feel it getting tighter. That's pushed the pin right down, and that is now off. Like I say, you can set that to whatever temperature you require. That number 5 is the highest temperature. Turn it down, it'll get a lower temperature. So that's all fitted now. So what remains to be done is turn off your drain cock, make sure you turn that off, and disconnect your hose pipe and fill it up at your filling point. Whether it's a vented system, you need to turn the water on to fill the tank, or turn your what you call water back on to fill the system. If it's a combination sealed system, use your filling loop, get to your boiler, fill it up there, 1.5 bar, don't forget on a combi boiler. Fill it up, just check for leaks, turn the system on, and there you go. T.R.V fitted on this radiator. Thanks very much.